to prevent that. So I think, again, credit to Atlas, they lost the game quite handedly, but they're instantly reacting and trying to find solutions. So rather than changing up the scripts entirely, they are, and again, Snap for example, double banning out the support duo.
Yeah, and in the previous game, what we did see put into play from Falcons is the combination of those two supports, and when Sniper and Puck went in on anyone, they can just repel and cookie out of the Dream Coil, and you can just walk away. That is very low cooldown.
One Glimmer Cape as well, now Assassinate is doing nothing, so yeah, it's very difficult to play into, but they've respected it. If anything, you could argue they've shown that Sniper could just be the 4 position with these type of bans, but we'll see where they want to pivot here. Falcons, of course, they go back for the Sanking. I think they will be flexing this between mid to off lane, but so far from what we've seen from Falcons, and also my personal preference on Sanking, I think mid Sanking is the best version of the hero. You can go for the early Blink Dagger, connect to the side lanes.
The problem right now with him is the laning stage itself is way too difficult for most of the heroes that he's played into on the off lane.
From the off lane.
On the mid lane, it's definitely easier. You can create a couple of stacks for yourself as well, or if your off lane position 4 is creating it, like you can go into the triangle earlier. It's not even that bad. Even if you take the invis facet, it's okay to farm the stacks with. So overall, I think this hero recovers very fast. And from the mid lane, I do like this though. They are taking the clock away. Yeah, they banned out the Snap, the Ench, the Omni, a lot of position 4-5s are out. So they take the clock for themselves. If I'm looking at Soneko right now, if I'm looking at his hero pool, I don't like it that much with the Sniper. Maybe something like a Phoenix. However, if they do go for that, they need to compensate on the course for those stuns, which is something that they're lacking. Support complements clockwork complements him. One brings the damage, the other brings all the control that you need. There aren't many supports that do 4 or 5 that clockwork can do.
This is a good thing. I was about to say, if they don't go for a support that can actually smoke game, Sniper also then has a really difficult game. For Sniper after laning phase, if your support's like a Chen or any hero that kind of is a little bit more independent, you're not invading the jungle, utilizing that shrapnel and breaking down the map. So yeah, I like this. It's Sniper plus Visage in lane are annoying. Sure, they can still put Sniper mid if they want to, but a much better looking lineup.
Having Visage is basically one of my most good heroes. I feel like maybe not talked enough about when it comes to the this hero can be a little bit difficult. Actually enables, like, okay, Clock versus Tusk is a different deal because you have that snowball to run away from him and the card as well, but it can be a little rough for Visage if he just rotates behind him. Basically on Visage, what you're doing right now is you're getting a lot of stats early on. You're not getting movement speed, so it allows Clock to go through the trees behind you, those cogs, and then someone like an Alchemist can do wonders. I'm not saying this is going to be an activation one.
We've seen it before, but I'm actually enjoying Willow returning as a position 4 and the amplify Falcon's ability to fight into. Like when you snowball in, if you're going into Bramble Maze, it's quite difficult. I'd like to see that. And also Luna, when you have Clock and Sanking, is incredibly strong. Like you hook shot in, you Burrow Strike in, Kanda from a Lucent Beam, throw in, like there's so much damage from a distance that I could see them going down. I think Nigma Galaxy have also done this type of lineup as well earlier today, but I think it's incredibly strong. But
how about a Gyrocopter instead?
Just throwing damage in is the key theme there.
The lane itself is alright. It isn't amazing. I feel like Jaro, so basically when you're playing against this guy on Evolus, what you want is you want some burst damage, because then he doesn't get to hit you too many times with Soul Assumption. Jaro is, yeah, he does have some burst, but it's over time, right? Like he follows you around with Rocket Barrage.
It's also objective defensive as well. Like we saw in the previous game, it's why Falcons to prevent Avalus from feeling good. They go towards the tower, they have to run into just a big team fight. Here it's Sanking, the Clock. Yeah. Sure, it's a very good morphling game, and I think the thing for morphling to have a good time is often the map needs to be played without him, and then he can join when he sees a good opportunity. And that's where I think Falcons' entire draft concept against Avalus feels very good. When Visage wants to go make the move, like, there's not a single hero on Falcons where it's like, I don't want to fight early on. Like, Gyrocopter Ultimate, to bring mass numbers.
It's like some lineups you need levels and goals to get to that point of being able and ready to fight. this Falcons draft, yeah, you need gold, you need gold on Gyro, but everyone else,
Fago,
all you need is those level 6 and you're ready to rock. Like, they're really strong post-laning stage. I do like the Morphling, and for me, like, when I look at these two drafts, if Sniper is anything different,
You'd be very happy.
I'd be very happy with what they've got, but I'm such a Sniper hater at the moment.
Would you prefer to put the Sniper now as a pos 5, or would you still go for 4? Like, how do you want to see it?
That's also a good point.
He's just no. If it's support, it has to be 4.
It has to be 4. That's also a very.
Because then it's gonna be Visage Sniper lane, right? And then Tusk,
like,
the more
look, there aren't many heroes that can sustain themselves against that. It's a lot of damage. So even a Clockwork that kind of takes time to waddle on top of you, like you hit him with shrapnel, 2 soul assumptions, he needs to waddle back to Fountain. So it's still solid. Like, it's still a very solid lane.
Team ban.
Okay, we got a Mars and an Earth Spirit removed on the side of Falcons, respecting the fact that the Visage could still be...
Stormer plays it.
Yeah, going mid.
Stormer plays Visage mid, so they're respecting that little adjustment that's possible from Avalos, because like you just talked about Sniper and Visage, you probably were alluding to the fact that they're both kind of ranged and they do the same thing on the offlane. Usually you'd like some bodyguard, which he doesn't have here. So let's see, maybe. No.
Invoker. So we get to see the Storm Invoker, and he doesn't have to pick it first, he can pick it last for his team, and second to last overall here. Now the question is, would you like to play Sand King into that, or do you want to pick something else, because that flex is still open for Falcons?
Entirely depends on if Maureen wants to play like if Maureen sees I know my hero can absolutely move both in the game.
ဘယ်ကောင်တွေနဲ့မေးတယ်ဟုတ်လိုက်လားလုံးဝဘောဓာတွေချစ်တငယ်ချင်းတွေပေါ့သူတို့
Yeah, it's a
Rainy, stormy, sunny, cloudy, windy.
The great thing here is I actually was thinking, like, no matter what, I wanted Brood in this game for Falcons, because who defends the towers early on? Like, Visage wants to take towers, he's running into clocking Sand King. Morph needs to farm with a map that's progressed by other people. Brood is the one to obliterate that, because there's no time to take towers, they have to defend towers, and yeah, I think Brood was really good. It's kind of cool that Amar takes it rather than Maureen, and I guess it goes back to the point originally that Sand from mid lane is more active. Sand into Morphling would be very awkward for Sand to play, so I like the fact they've got this. Broodmother is still the key hero here. What I wanted to see, very good stuff.
Comfort zone as well. Yeah, it's like we've seen the Sand King played by Amar. It was a little bit rough. With the Broodmother, I feel that they get what they needed from the offlane. Like, on one side you have this Visage cheese, now on the other you have Brood. They hit you with the Visage problem, you hit them with an even harder problem of Brood. Eventually he has to play into her, as she's taking over your tier 1 tower and mid tier 1 towers as well.
Sand King meleeပေါ့နော် Sand King melee နဲ့
like that, like
Invoker melee နဲ့တွေ့ဆုံ
like he said, like they hate playing
Sand
into
King
Brood.
melee နဲ့ Invoker melee နဲ့တွေ့ဆုံမယ်ပြောရမှာ
What's the
There's no but, I love the Brood.
what's the glimmers of light here for Avalos?
Well,
How would they go about forcing this third game? 'Cause
so this is a really good morphing game.
You're gonna have to earn your paycheck, right?
I want to go with this. Like, this is a really nice morphing game. Like, Gyro and Moon-esque heroes into morphing are always the worst morphling later on, or basically I should say morphling is better at what they do when he clones into them. So later on in the game, I can
How late later on here, boss? Set the
like
scene for the
60 minutes, you know, like very late.
Here we go. Now we're getting there.
They're defending the throne. They have mega creeps on them. but
Epic
it's more
comeback.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
so you guys feel like this is like an outdraft and a half?
There's also Stormer.
I'll happy to. It's quite the outdraft, and in game 1 it was quite a difficult journey for Avalos to win it. It was based on independent stuff. This time around, Smiling Knight, who's going to have to be the absolute GOAT carry, see every perfect fight, join them, get all the items, get an item advantage on his enemy, and do everything. But it's like, if Morphling at any point is dying and even net worth into the game, you're going to feel the pressure on you. So I would be very surprised if Avalos win this game.
Wow. Well, according to my analysts here, they are expecting this to be a 2-0, but perhaps Avalos can surprise them and prove them wrong. Let's see what's going to happen. We're heading over to our commentary duo of Lyrical and Synderen.
Thank you so much, Shiver. That's right, we're getting ready to hop into this game. Sind, a last pick Brood, super disgusting. How bad is, I mean, the panel is like, this is the worst thing ever. Do you agree?
I mean,
I will say the worst thing ever when it comes to Brood was years ago when it was just, all right, this game is just over status. It's solvable, but I do think it was a very good pick. I think it's probably the single best hero they could have chosen for this game for a couple of reasons. So first of all, like the panel was talking about, the side of Evolus don't have the best ways of dealing with the Spiderlings when the level 6 push starts coming out. None of these heroes really want to play defense, and many of them can't at all. I would say this is one of Sniper's worst matchups in all of Dota, and the Sniper's a position 4 in this game, so it'll be even worse. You won't have much to fend for yourself with. The Visage I think also struggles against Brood quite a lot. It's a tough matchup, so definitely a couple of problems there. But something else I wanted to highlight about this draft was when game number 1 was over, we were sitting in the green room backstage, and I was saying, I was saying to you, I feel like Sand King is morbidly underrated this turn.
Yes.
I think this Dust Devil facet is still amazing, and I think the hero is still incredible. I don't know why he didn't take it this game. This is a really big surprise for me. Like, I would love to pick his brain on why this is a Sand Shroud game instead of the Dust Devil one for the Sand King. But either way, I feel like this hero is still incredibly powerful, and it seems like Falcons agree with it. Last game they last picked it. This game they first picked it. They were like, all right. We've still got it with this guy, and of course they can play it as a flex, they can play it mid, they can play it off lane. They've definitely bumped it up in priority here. Is this just that good for the mid matchup against Invoker to have the Invis? Is that the logic here? I mean, so far so good, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think it's a bigger radius too, is it not? Or am I wrong? I haven't played Sand King since
it's bigger radius when you take Sand Shroud, but doesn't follow you. So it makes certain farming aspects of it harder. Snaking will be first blooded. Nice little bonus here for Zibe with the Death Toll.
Oh god, that feels so good as Visage. So much gold, brings out an entire Null Talisman now, along with the Mango in tow. This is going to be really good, although I think that's actually back in his stash. So,
and I'll say even more so than the previous game, I think it's extremely important for Avalus to have a good laning stage.
Right.
I feel like if they don't do well in lanes, this game is very lopsided from my perspective, specifically because of the Brood. So if they can get off to a good start with 1 or 2 of their lanes at the very least to just keep things afloat, that is going to be the name of the game here. It is, can you handle the pressure that is inevitably coming your way from the Broodmother from around level 6 until minute 25? Can you solve that problem? And if yes, then you will get your Morphling to the critical mass point that Lizard was talking about. You will get your Invoker online. Stormstorm are one of the best in the business on this one. So it's a matter of getting there.
And the other thing that stands out to me is that there obviously when we think about Brood, we always hyper-focus on the spiders. But there is the other aspect of Brood, which is just trying to like gank and kill her. What you could do is Zibe is going to go down. And I think that Tusk is sort of an underrated hero at being able to do that. Catch her in the shard, snowball chase down, that type of dynamic can be kind of cool. Okay. I'm reaching here, I'm trying.
I think that's a good way of putting it. I think that's a bit of a reach. It's like, we're trying to find the best solution that Avalus have against Brood, and it's a passable counter.
Okay.
I think your wording there was actually very indicative of how good of a Brood game it is. Was that, yeah, but when I look at this hero, there are some upsides to the matchup. It's tough, but this hero is by no means the auto win that it used to be. If you go back some years and you didn't have Broodmother Spiderling clear, you would just lose the game, right? Like it would actually just be that simple. It's solvable for most lineups. Also, a lot of heroes that didn't used to have some sort of AoE clear have it now. It's easier to itemize and find solutions to different problems in the game. So, but it is a very good Brood game.
Did he not get the deny on that Observer board? I think they actually got, yes, the creeps got it for snaking. That's kind of crazy. So a nice little injection of gold there for the clock.
Yep. Snaking's going to get a fast level 3 here. I play a lot of Clockwork. I feel like this is one of the heroes in Dota that gets the most out of level 3 out of anyone. The 2 points in Battery Assault is crazy increase. If you think about how most abilities scale in Dota, this ability gets more than twice as good on level 2 as level 1. It goes from 20 to 45 damage.
Wow.
So the impact you have against a hero like Visage now, if you get boots or just get in on top of
Sure,
I
yeah,
was not
Morphling,
kill. I was
blue sure.
expecting crit, finding the kill here on Smiling Knight's Morphling.
Yeah.
It's dangerous for Visage up top. Blizzard was pointing this out. Visage doesn't buy, or T was, I believe. Blizzard, wow.
Blizzard doesn't buy it either.
Blizzard doesn't buy move speed. Visage doesn't buy move speed, generally speaking, early on. So despite not having boots on the clockwork, he's still faster than the Visage by 25, and that means that he can just find some sort of angle, get in and get the cogs out, and effectively Visage will die. If Visage gets caught by clock, what's your counterplay? You don't have any save, you don't have any stun, knockback, anything with the Sniper 4. So they have to be very careful up here, and in turn that should make for a nice laning experience for Skitter, because it doesn't feel like Tusk Visage, or excuse me, Visage Sniper can ever truly go aggressive up here as long as clock is nearby. The counterplay is just too strong.
Right. No, it's if you get caught out by that one, it will be a quick death for sure, as Malrine does run on over and clear out that camp. Level 5 for both him and Stormstormer. Going mass stats right now on Stormstormer. In fact, no boots as of yet. It's coming out on the Courier, but he has a whole chunk of armor and some good damage in on those right clicks.
We've seen a couple of players opt for this double, nice damage there. This double Wraithband build into right click. It is the popular way of playing Invoker right now. Cog's not gonna reach.
In trouble and dead. That is the power of boots if you can get him. And now Skitter taking some more damage. We'll have another soul assumption. Will it be quite enough? No. Only 2 charges on that one.
And it's funny, right? Because we're talking about Visage doesn't buy boots early. Well, exactly here, he will. And you're seeing the reason just there. It's very good understanding here from Zibe of the matchup and of the potential problems. So he was either going to have to do this or be extremely cautious and opts for the boots. And I have to say I completely agree with this choice over the classic Visage approach, because it's necessary. It made all the difference there, and it will keep making all the difference until Clock gets boots himself. He has the Wind Lace now on snaking, and it is nighttime, so he's actually pretty quick. Currently with the same move speed as Zibe, but Eki with a nice... Well, Eki's probably the one in trouble, but it's a better death.
Going for that Sniper. Does stay alive for a while, drinking buddies, and then the runaway. Malrine takes some more damage, tries to burrow strike to get away. Oh, the pushback into the blood grenade. Do they have enough to kill them all? Devil can't quite get the triple, but nonetheless, what a great fight for Falcons. And more tips keep on coming.
That is such a huge win for them. This also leaves Brood in a 1v1 against Morph, and that is just, I mean, so easy.
Look at the stats that he's been able to get on him too. Like 18 denies against the Morph. Yeah, that's gnarly.
Yeah, this is a very one-sided affair right now, and it's only going to get worse. I genuinely fear for Avalis the moment Brood gets level 6, with how good this early game already looks for the side of Falcons. Like, oh my, he's taking the Wisdom Rune.
Yeah, he's ready.
6 real fast.
Mar
I
knows.
suppose in this case you don't need to take it on any of the supports, because Crit just got the double kill up there. So your supports have enough experience that you don't need to, it's shared between the 2 of them. The Brood can just grab it, go back bottom. He's now going to be level 6 against level 4 Morphling, and he's going to go straight to work.
Right, and in the meantime, they are trying to make things happen up top. Going on to Skitter, see if they can find that kill, and...
They can't.
Not enough, 10 HP!
Oh dear.
Oh, the bubble is too good, the safety bubble, and now Seneko gets turned upon. And managed to bring him down just like that. Oh man.
Word. Smiling Knight has made his way up top because bottom is unplayable.
Yeah.
This is, I mean,
structures are fortified.
Well, maybe Stormstormer will at the very least find it. Okay, they have to find something here.
Well,
they will.
Snake King is going to go down. It's a consolation prize at best. Yeah, and that is a lot of spiders that Amar has working right now.
Oh, there's more coming. Don't you worry.
Jeez. Okay, is going in for the Guardian Greaves build. So this was like, you know, obviously we saw the Bloodthorn in the past, other things like that. This feels more like the pushing oriented build, I guess.
Yeah, I think Greaves pipe in this game is completely fine. If I had to guess, Falcon's read on this game in general is we are going to reach a point of critical mass at minute 20 that they cannot possibly deal with, and we'll just take over the entire map. And I think it's the right angle. I don't think you have to go carry items on Brood here necessarily. I think the aura build's completely fine. I mean, Smiling Knight can't play down here. There's right?
He TP'd because he was so low and they were worried about him coming through the gate. Oh, that's pretty rough. I mean, yeah, who does play down here? I don't.
They don't have a good hero for it. There's just...
Oh, so this is the problem we were talking about.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Because sometimes it can be an amazing Brood game, and the enemy team also have a hero that can lane against Brood, but the hero's just that good.
Oh.
But this is even worse. They're gonna try their best here.
This is what you have to do. They've got to get this kill. If they bring everybody and they don't get him, it would be bad. But Amar on the far side gets away. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, that's rough.
Okay, so to put things in simple terms against Brood, it's not actually this simple, but let's try to simplify it a bit. You want one of two things. Either want... Okay, first of all, you want your mid hero to not die, but that's too late.
Okay.
You either want a hero that can live against Brood that is not Sniper Icky, by the way. You cannot... Okay.
Yep.
So you either want a hero that can live against Brood.
He's not even there.
No, that doesn't matter, apparently. So either a hero that can live against Brood, or you want a really good kill squad. And because Brood effectively simplifies the game in the sense that it takes up part of the map. And you now have two choices. Either you don't play against it at all, and you play the rest of the map, but then you have less map than the opponent does. Or you play there in one of two ways, which is either killing or sustaining. The problem is in this game, the kill squad isn't the best, especially when Tusk isn't 6, and you have nobody that can inhabit the area. So it's like the worst case scenario, basically. Oh, Smiling Knight. He could just get blown up here, Malreed.
He waits for a second, and they just bring him on down right from the start.
This tower's gone too.
Catapults, spiders, the whole enchilada. Snake King going to be the counter kill as he does go down. Zibe claims that one for himself. In the meantime, Skitter's just farming. Even if he can solve the Brood problem, there are all these other heroes that are pretty good too.
Oh yeah, it's just Brood just takes up so much attention, and that's also why we're giving it so much attention, is that it's the story of the game.
Yeah.
But it's not the only story of the game. We have a free farming Gyro. Sand King is mega farmed. If you look at the CS right now, this is telling the story of a team of Avalis that is constantly under so much pressure and having to solve problems non-stop that they don't hit creeps. The top CSs are 90, 90, and 80 on the Dire side. On Avalis, it's 60, 50, and 40.
Snake, Crit, they move in to try and help him out. Is it going to happen? They keep him alive. Skinner runs through it all, and everybody dies to Malreen. 8,000 gold lead at 12 minutes. Handle, don't get comfortable. You might be coming back quick. This one is looking rough.
This is possibly the most one-sided game of the tournament, at least that we've cast, without a question. But maybe the entire tournament so far. If you... Here's the problem. I'm struggling to see the solution at 12 minutes, okay? Like, sometimes you're behind and you can be like, yeah, if we do this thing, even if it's a hard thing to do, all right, we might need to execute this 20% chance play or whatever, and it's going to swing the game around. I'm not seeing the 20% play here, Gabe. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Like, you're actually just, you own, at this point, probably 30% of the map, 12 minutes in, you're losing all your towers. The enemy team now is going to have Guardian Greaves on you. They have the top 3 networks by a long shot, and your lineup doesn't have good team fight.
Right.
So if they just group up with their auras, how are you going to fight back? This top tier 2 is dead as well. I think you're just conceding everything. You're just saying, Falcons, take what you want.
Right, and like the scatter shot isn't even like a real solution, because you've got magic resistance, and of course, as we talked about, the mech is there and going to be ready. So, I mean, yeah, they are in full control. Another tier 2 tower taken.
They'll just go straight mid, I think.
Yeah, why not? Speed run
lead. You can see the lines here being drawn by Eki. Push out mid, push out bot, and I think he's just going to sit up top. And yeah, in reality, the best play you probably have right now is to play keep away, but the problem is it's also not a winning strategy. It's just the least losing one, because you will still be out-farmed. Like, the enemy team has more map than you, so you will lose gold every minute, but this is probably the way you lose the least.
Okay.
So sometimes you have to pick the lesser evil.
Slim
We'll
နဲ့
have to, at the
Wizard
same time, be careful that this doesn't happen. Smiling Knight didn't get the... Oh, we did get it off. It doesn't matter.
They're going to try and defend their Wisdom Rune. And if they can get a kill here, it would be good, but it's not easy. Snako shows will get a Wisdom.
Yeah.
တမီအောင်ရောင်လေးစတက်ပီတယ်လည်းတော့တွေ့
And Snaking, they would love to get another kill here. Going in on him, burn through the mana, hook shot over to help a friend. And now Lamar up on the high ground. He's going to roll in at all of them. Zibe jumped upon right at the start. The Guardian Greaves keeping Snaking alive a little longer, but only for a moment. Can the rest of the team get here in time and punish this? Chasing down Snako. Amar, he's been hungry for this one. Wanting to get this kill if he can. Still, the Brood steps further forward, willing to take this fight. Malrine blink forward, finds a stun. They focus in and take down the Tusk. Can they get more? Aki knows he's dead, so they'll get that kill also. And they're just getting picked apart bit by bit by bit. Zibe sends in the birds. I mean, he's going to die too. Smiling Knight, waveform in, tries to do something. Burrow strike to try and turn it, doing some damage. But with crit in the area, Malrine, maybe a chance to have enough to get him. He's not going to get him down.
Smiling Knight needs to be careful now too, not to overextend here.
Yeah, this fight has lasted a while, but they're going to get outlasted the second round of Guardian Greaves, and now with Skitter showing up, this Morph lane in trouble, going to die. 13,000 gold lead as Zibe. Hook shot found, snaking on it.
Oh, don't lock me there.
Skitter cleaning up, all five still alive for Falcons. Ultra kill for Skitter. The tips, they do not stop. They came in with a chip on their shoulders. They are
want to live in their base now, huh? I mean, it's 15 minutes in. You can dive tier 4s. That's fine. Greaves are available again in 5 seconds, so they're going to get some nice refill here. Going to drop the Seats of Serenity as well. Yep. All right, 16-minute barracks.
My God. They take it down. Racks are falling, waveform, just to try and do anything, but they really cannot stop this train from rolling.
This is such a big sandstorm. Just standing all the way out on the edge. Finally will break it as they take the range racks and they will back off and claim this. Call it a win. Get their next round of items. It's actually not going to be the pipe for Amar. He's going for the Crimson Guard against Visage plus the right clicks of Morphling.
Man.
I think both items are equally good here, to be honest, so don't mind it.
I mean, this is the biggest beatdown that we've seen.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, what do you do? Like, it's just... Sometimes games are just like this, where you get outpicked on the last pick, you have one avenue to the game, which is your lanes have to go exceptionally well. They don't, then you lose a couple of engagements, and it kind of just feels like an ultimate checkmate here.
Absolutely. A draft victory, not one that we see all that often nowadays.
Dude, Visage is level 7.
Yeah, dude, it's not good.
Christ.
He's the lowest in the game.
Amar's level 13 on Brood.
Yeah.
Visage is level 7. In terms of raw experience, that's more than double, I think.
It's pretty rough.
It's got to be more than double. Yeah. And next on the menu for the side of Falcons will be an easy Roshan.
Oh yeah, that's 540 versus 220. And it's more than that.
Yeah. It's 2.5 times the experience on one off lane over the other. You don't see that every day.
Man.
And with this Aegis, you would imagine that Falcons will at the very least go and just immediately take the top melee, and then we'll see what's next. And of course, we should mention, this is a game, this individual game, if Falcons win it, they will be 3-0 in the Swiss format, they will be top 8, and they will get a 2-day break.
Oh yeah.
Because by being 3-0, they have 0 games left to play while the rest of the Swiss bracket plays out, and we obviously need to play until teams have either 3 losses or 3 wins, so ultimately, multiple teams will be playing 5 games toward the end. And each team is playing 1 series a day, so... Yeah, here comes Skitter. He wants that break. He wants to go and enjoy some nice local Romanian food, maybe go bowling with the boys. Not at all inspired by something we want to do ourselves, as this top barracks is gone. Avalus. Well, Avalus have their mid-tier 2, Gabe.
That's, I mean, it is 18 minutes.
Yeah. That's true.
This is not a situation that we have seen ourselves in a whole heck of a lot.
All right, give me your best speech for Avalos.
Okay, listen. Oh, look at these guys. They can't even hit a hook shot. There's no way that they're going to be able to take you down.
You're so lucky you missed that, so you got them.
Stand up, they're going to dive. They're not going to respect you. You're going to get the kill. That's right. Don't worry. Look at these scrubs.
Oh, man.
It's not happening. The sniper is dead.
I thought your speech was going to be something along the lines of, guys, it's okay, we'll be 2-1.
Oh, no,
we just need to win another series, you know. This is not the one. Today was not our day, but it's okay, we'll have more tries.
No, look at that.
But you went for the haha, they can't hit a hook shot. By the way, we're 20 feet. Which is also an interesting morale boost. Little known fact about you, you used to be a basketball coach, as a matter of fact. You got fired halfway through the season.
That's not true, but yes, it's good.
Believable story to me, at least.
Okay. Why? What are you talking about? They're going to lose a third. Burrow, oh, misses that one. Look at them. They're crumbling right now. Falcons cannot handle this pressure. Avalos, you can take this one. At this point in time, I believe in you. Well, the buildings are falling now, and they're going to drop rather rapidly. A whole host of spiders. Skidder, age is still 2.5 minutes. And Maureen ready to run in. The burrow strike does hit that time. Push it back with the grenade, and now the turnaround. Smiling Knight trying to do it. They get the kill, but they lose everybody else. 3 dead as Maureen does die. But another set of racks. And, I mean, holding on at this point in time, you got to give them the Tenacity Award because...
The Tenacity Award for holding on for 20 minutes.
Yeah. There's, I mean,
what basketball team did you coach? Good job, guys. We got to the second quarter.
I did
without fainting.
I did play soccer back in the day, and I remember one time we were at GG is called. They're done. They're going to take the game with a couple more tips.
Great. On to
the main event Falcons.
So you see there, hold up. Blue great there. Wow, great there. Wow, great there.
Yeah, it's just a lot of things going for Beast Coast, and a lot of things have to go wrong for them in order for Apex Genesis to have a comeback here.
Right.
Where will they go? Where will they be right now? Lumpy, 600 gold away from that Ag's gonna show up. As the arena's dropped down, the lasso him back into the arena, some spear lands. You thought you were gone, but you're not. Whisper on a killing spree, and this is now 17-3, 9,000 net worth lead for the side of Beast Coast still. But we've talked about it, and I hate to be reiterating a down point for Beast Coast, but this is how we see them so far every series. They feel strong, they're competitive game 1. It's game 2 that we need to worry about.
Yeah, when you say competitive, I would say outright dominant, because most of the game 1s they win quite convincingly.
Yeah.
And again here, yeah, same thing. Top tower's gonna go down. SF dealing a lot of damage. Goodbye, spiders.
Still 2 levels away, though.
Yeah, but you don't want to make it too fast. Where's the fun in that?
They're shifting over towards mid. Earthshaker gonna show. And blinks away. This Ag's now flying out. Makes life even more difficult with the range that he'll have in the blink as well as the totem.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the biggest upgrades for the Shaker. Probably gonna go BKB next, just like the Shadow Fiend. Lasso up in 10, so it's the next avenue for a kill. What is Brute Miner building into? Just the BKB, okay, got the Echo Saber.
They see.
I haven't really seen carry Brute for a long time. Like, I'm not sure how impactful it really is.
Fissure. Totem with the Ags upgrade, but instead electing to go south. Everybody's here for the side of the Radiant. Swashbuckle, Thunderbolt, Rolling Thunder. And there's the song, so if anybody tried to blink in anyway, but they've got the last one, the TP from the Rolling Thunder.
That was nice.
And Godspeed misses because the song was still going, but they've got the reel in, they'll get this kill anyway. Wish is gonna die. They were around this Earthshaker with what seemed to be everybody.
And it was such a nice lasso. Knew exactly the range, because it's quite easy to just run in and kind of get bounced
on
back.
top of the, yeah.
Dip. Well done by him. And now we've got that dreaded level 15 just around the corner.
And then your buildings go real fast.
Yeah. That definitely needs to get looked at. As I suggested before, I think like half of it should apply to buildings, not all. It's pretty ridiculous. Here we go. Big boy. Maybe looking to get the tier 2 top tower right away.
Surely he takes the presence or affects buildings. There it is. Takes it. All right. We're where we thought we were.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Probably just gonna be
Magnus?
Radiant's middle tower
they
is under
knew,
attack.
but they weren't quick enough.
Yeah, the spider senses were tingling. As you said, just not quick enough. Smoke out by the 2 cores alone. Right, they're both with ults. Just want to look for a good kill. But yeah, I think at this point it's just waiting for Beast Coast to kind of decide to do Roshan and then probably end the game from there. Cause I don't really see too much resistance here. They just need to be careful with the Magnus.
There was the RP top. That was the only RP I remember. Reeling in. Don't do it. Arena on 3. Oh dear. Supernova though. RP. Earth Spike, Rolling Thunder, and the Finger. Everything on the Mars, but he just... These jewels! Oh no! He's still alive for now. Eventually Whisper will die, but everything has been used. Rolling Thunder will run out. They've got the blink away. SF off to the side. They're still trying to chase. They've got these illusions in front of the Broodmother. That was everything for a long, drawn-out Mars.
Yeah, I think we haven't seen it on the camera, but Lumpy's blink was actually cancelled, so he echoed the ground.
Ooh,
Courtesy to Supernova. If that hits in the arena on the 3 heroes, that is a team wipe right there.
Yeah.
So, a little bit fortunate.
Disco got
But
Joni.
nice reaction also. Like the Phoenix instantly popped Nova as soon as he saw the Mars. That was a good reaction.
Mars is kind of playing with him a little bit.
Samsung.
BKB available for SF. He's almost got Crystallis too.
He's huge. His damage is huge. I like it. They're tormenting the Tormentor, taking it real slow. Is that a Tormentor, by the way? What is that thing?
That's a Slacks question.
Exact question, okay. Got it.
Dyer's middle
Thank you.
tower is under attack.
But it does torment things. I guess.
Yeah, otherwise it wouldn't be called Tormentor, huh?
It's stuff you don't want to know. Like, when you find out that the Shadow Temple in Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is actually just a torture chamber, and so is the bottom of the well.
Well, how do you find that out? Is there actually lore about it?
Yeah, there's a lot of lore about that temple, and you're like, oh my god, this is this? And you're like, yep. It was anybody who was an enemy of the Hyrule Castle was tortured in that temple. That's your little sliver of lore for today from a game that's not relevant to Dota. Come back next week to do another game.
I think pretty much every Dota player knows the game. Or should know it.
True.
If they don't, they should go back and play it.
Roche for Beast Coast.
Easy peasy. No real contestation. Now it's just the question, what do they want to do next? Do they just want to kind of do it the most straightforward way? run the high ground, or the more methodical way, take all the outer towers first.
Dyer's top tower is under
East
attack.
Coast, I think, is a pretty methodical team overall, so they're probably gonna play it a bit safer. Maybe even wait for the next road if they really want to.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Fade. Fade. Fade.
Dyer's middle tower
Fade.
has fallen.
Oh, they pinged on him, they know he's there, but they didn't check. He literally pinged on him, but didn't check. That's interesting.
Okay.
He's fine.
Sanjin Yasha for this Broodmother.
Radiant's middle tower is
BKB,
under
Echo.
attack.
I mean, he's very farmed on Semi-Boy, at least. That's a very good news. And Empowered Brood can deal a lot of damage.
If given the opportunity, yes.
Yeah, but they also have Lasso. And a ton of right-click damage from the SF.
Dyer's courier has been killed. Dyer's
Who's
courier
gonna
has been
lose his
killed.
courier that was giving him another component of
Radiant's top
crest?
tower is under
The
attack.
Fade now spotted. Doesn't have BKB. RP? TP? Surely not. Alright.
Dyer's bottom
I wonder if we could have
tower is
echoed
under
that.
attack.
I don't think so. I think he got unstunned as the TP ended.
That's what I mean. Like, you just do it and hope it works. You know? If it does, you look cool. If it doesn't,
Dyer's structures are
we
fortified.
didn't see anything. Smoked up bad Rider might be trying to pull someone out of the base.
Radiant's middle tower
But they
is
might be able
under
to catch the
attack.
Magnus here.
Yeah, they're hoping to find somebody.
Radiant's middle tower has
Here's the
fallen.
obs.
Dyer's
Brood's not in the
bottom
base,
tower
so.
is under attack.
We just see this again. Like, just look at the buildings fall when SF is there. I also went for the Dragon Lance. Interesting enough. Oh my gosh, that damage.
It's not the greater Treant 25 though.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Ah, what? Do you want to see that
Damage
again?
per hit,
Yeah, the 300 was it? Or 370?
something like that. Lasso, got the BKB. Not sure it's gonna matter. They'll go and get the kill. They didn't even use the Echo Slam yet. And he does not have buyback because he bought out on the BKB. So this mid set of racks are gone.
Well, at some point they'll have to try to fight back because Apex so far has been trying to avoid every fight. But how long can you really do that? Your base is
Radiant
in
structures
shambles.
are fortified.
Still have
Radiant's top
BKB
tower
Requiem.
is under
Still
attack.
have Aegis. Or well, no, you don't have the BKB on Pake actually. Popped his BKB. Still has Aegis.
Yeah, and
Has
4,000
gold for
gold.
Daedalus too.
Yeah, he's still going to take a little detour, but they don't even have to.
Top tower has fallen.
I know. Is it flying out with it?
Radiant's top
No,
tower.
Korea's dead.
Ah.
Radiant's
I was
top
like, you got the
tower
gold
has
for it. Why not go get it? And then I realized his courier's dead.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
And now he's going for it.
Yeah, you can back up yourself. Just pick it up. Maybe turn back around and go for these kills if they try to look out at you.
Dyer's top tower
That's going to be
is
so
under
much
attack.
damage. And then the next power spike level 20.
You got Aegis. You just smoke and go back
Dyer's
too,
top
right?
tower is under
Yeah, I
attack.
think so. That should be the play. 350 damage now on the SF. If he crits anybody, it's probably 2-tap.
I'll be counting again.
Okay.
Radiant's top
Good.
barracks
Pike now flying out for SF as they take this top set of racks.
Radiant's top barracks have fallen.
Yep, still making it look easy. We have yet to actually... Okay, now they smoke up. Now they want to take a team fight. 40 seconds on the Aegis, though. You can't really go on him just yet.
You want to time it where you don't have to kill him twice, and unfortunately now he's got his BKB. I thought maybe when they were going top that might have been the timing.
Well, he's gonna hit that building again, and I don't think you have 20 seconds.
Yeah,
Oh,
BKB,
God.
Fade, Shockwave, RP, Stewart. All right, he's got it. Now they jumped in, though. El Micho, he's just dead. And they get the Aegis out of the hands of Pake, and he can turn around and slap them. They've got the Pangolier with the Rolling Thunder with figure blocks. They jump in. They've got the Hex. The spear is off the mark. Careful now. Skewer Echo Slam, maybe not. All right, Arena down. Fade's dead. Song behind them if they can catch anybody. They're looking in the trees. They don't see them. They'll buy back on the Phoenix. They'll focus their attention on the tier 3 again. All right. Sunray, Finger, Fissure, Totem, dead is Big Gnome, and now Samson turning it around. Least trying to use that insatiable hunger to get the damage out of the Lumpy. Totem and a Swashbuckle. They'll kill off this Earthshaker. Can't get anything else.
Chasing. But they don't have the best chase out there. Breaking on the Lion. That stun just saved them the game there. Well, at least their barracks. They could potentially turn around. But that SF slaps really hard if you crit.
Tower is under attack.
They still have Blink Spear if they go a little bit too far.
Oh, they're smoking up. So they do want to play. Or if they get a spear on which he's so bad. All of
that. Lasso instead. Earth Spike on 4 is available again if he had thrown it. Didn't actually have it available.
Crit him, crit him, crit him.
1, 2, 3, and that's 2 heroes dead.
Yep, and that's 4 charges on the lasting presence. So minus 15 armor. Literally 0 armor on the mini barracks. Look at it go.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks have fallen.
Mega creeps now.
The Dire now have mega creeps.
Not going to be easy to go up against.
No. I mean, I'm sure they're just kind of digesting the loss at this point, but I can't blame them for staying into the game because you don't get the opportunity to go to land too often nowadays.
Arena Spear. Arbido. And the Skewer back towards the base, but the BKB and the Rolling Thunder to the right click damage is there. They had Requiem, which will now throw out Sunray Supernova. 4 staffs back. They trying to survive. Oh, even with the extra speed, he avoids the Rolling Thunder, but they do get the kill. Finally taking out the Shadow Fiend, but they got the lasso onto this Pangolier. The takeout Witch, the Flame Break onto Samson, the buyback from the Pango. Lumpy, he gets right clicked pretty hard by this Brood Mother. And now the song is out.
They're an Echo too.
They've got mech, they have everything, they can heal up. They really are going to look over as they land the spear, they'll drop the Echo, they get the kill on a fade. The Fissure is down with BKB being popped by Lumpy, and Sunray is on them. The finish off move, the mech's not going to be enough. 4 staff the other way with the BKB being popped. Spear pushes back the Pangolier, the TP attempt from Whisper. And these heroes will start to leave Flame Break Throne, but they'll follow the Firefly Trail. El Musho has a Blink available in 6, so they won't catch up to the Bat Rider anyway.
Well, at least they weathered the storm. So they stay alive for now, but Mega Creeps are...
Wow, top side na kuma Pisco này white. Pisco battery. SPM. Tundra boile chi me no dai mai ku la di lo khana sa. Tundra game to reach. လာသေးဘူးဗျ
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Double damage!
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Handsome devil, aren't I? Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
My team, well, there's a story to this. He played +5 on the enemy team. He crushed his lane so well that he made my team give up. So No, KJ.
KJ
Yeah,
would never do that.
He destroyed my offlane that they just decided
He
to...
made your team give up?
Yeah. They just stood in the trees as KJ danced around on Witch Doctor, slaughtering my MMR, which is okay. I didn't double down. That was the next loss, but yeah, I've got a little bit of,
Wait,
okay.
does that mean that you think that if you can't beat KJ, Tundra can't beat KJ? Or does it mean you have bias because you want Tundra to beat KJ for you?
Yeah.
Which one of the two?
I would love to see him succeed, so then I've lost to a tournament winner. There we go.
There you go. We got Omni Knight coming out. We've seen that be incredibly strong in the previous series already. Great save. Shadow Demon already removed, so Repel is safe.
I feel like they're also taking away a lot of heroes that are good with SF in the lane and decent against Beastmaster as well. Tundra, they go back to the Bounty Hunter. It did not look amazing in the last time they played it. However,
they put it 4 though.
They put it 4, yeah.
Okay.
Like this time around, are you going to put it 5? I don't know. I still don't like it. I like this hero. I know you prefer 5. I prefer Bounty Hunter way more on 4. I feel like he does more. But at the same time, yeah, we'll see how they roll him. I think in this kind of a game, like you're playing with an SF, it can be a decentish 5 as well.
Yeah. I think if they put it 5 here, you're naturally going to have aggression by level 3 with Shadow Fiend having 2-point raise. And then if you do get a couple kills, your ability to make that move to mid lane, to go top lane, it's not as if Shadow Fiend suddenly needs help because he has that raise as a kind of defensive measure. And Beastmaster, I could see it maybe being a good safe lane, but if they do this, I need the pos 3 and pos 4 for Tundra to be killing, to look for that next kill, to be aggressive, and I would have never suggested in my right mind the Pugna plus Bounty support duo.
Maybe Pugna is a core, maybe Bounty Hunter is a core?
I would like to see. No, luckily our faces weren't on camera there.
Very unlikely.
It's Topson playing. That's a different version of Tun.
Pugna could be like a core. We haven't really seen it way too often.
Just decrep against Raw is probably the feeling I have here.
Exactly, yeah. Like you get that. Like I literally don't know what this hero does anymore. The facets and stuff like it.
He did get a buff to Never Ward, where it's 10% more damage for the cost of your mana, so it's now 40% I think instead of 30%. But that aside, it kind of feels like Tundra gone, okay,
MMR bro, Drake is being purchased. Streaming it when we keep it low the show okay
the combo of Bounty and Pugna as well is a little nasty. Like Pugna, if you get a good laning stage, you can start pressuring real hard, real soon, and Bounty Hunter can enable that in different ways as well. Maybe go behind the towers, track people. So overall, I don't mind it. It looks silly as hell.
Yep, it's volatile.
It's very volatile, yeah.
But then who you want them both as supports, or are you assuming now?
I'm assuming
I don't want either of them in the game, to be honest.
Okay.
But we're gonna have to talk about them.
But do you want which one? You want 5 and which one 4?
Bounty 5, Pugna 4. Because I think Bounty can enable Shadow Fiend in lane because you're a melee body, and then Pugna can have good move speed to not get hit by the Omni Knight, so you keep right-clicking from a distance.
With the raises, man, come on.
But no, again, I think Pugna laning against Omni is going to be good. Bounty with Shadow Fiend is good laning. Because if that momentum breaks, Omni prevents Pugna from feeling good in the fights, Beastmaster gets a pipe, you play behind Luna, like it's a traditional lineup from Heroic, and Tundra going completely off script here with shorting Bounty Hunter so far, but again, like the Pugna.
This is like the glue. They needed something like a Sand King. They've played it before, of course, as well. They played it on offlane too, and I do believe that they needed a Sand King-esque hero. I think he's the best at this. Just being a little bit more aggressive and just bringing that extra stun in every single team fight, maybe counter-initiating as well if SF gets gone on. But I just feel good. Like when I saw Bounty and Pugna, I felt terrible.
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling okay, I can see.
You're happy now.
I'm happier.
There's some fun little combos.
It's still like a low amount of happiness, but it's there.
But think of the combo, right? You track the hero, you decrep them, then you throw in an epicenter on top, like the speed in which you'll blow up heroes. Can Omni Knight react in time?
In the meantime, Heroic has got some very statistically good normal heroes coming out. I know they didn't win their game on the Luna, but statistically, Luna is one of the most successful heroes in PGL Wallachia so far. Just like Hoodwink. What?
Yeah, they didn't win one game, they won the other. So they still have some success with the Luna. And this looks like a very good Luna game. Not only do you have Omni Knight to help you out, you have also the Beastmaster auras to play with. Overall, you farm very nicely into the SF. Is the matchup great? Might not be at times, but I like the Luna pick.
Tundra needs to respect Broodmother as well here, because Heroic, with how stable their side lanes are, the support's not able to really gank mid. Sure, you have track to find Brood, you have Sign King as well to kill spiders and stuff, but just the map play and pressure will give life to Luna and Beastmaster to get online, so Brood can kind of just do all the things in the early game. And yeah, Tundra respecting analog with the Earth Spirit ban. Another type of hero that does this, right? So I think as long as Heroic's mid lane is noisy in the first 15 minutes, their entire draft will feel really happy, and they can cruise through to Roshan and try and punish.
Just get something as chaotic as possible from the mid lane. If this is the last pick mid, get some Pango for mid one again, get something like that, and just play tiny even, you know, like these crazy heroes. Get something with burst damage that combos well with Pagna and Bounty. Go roll the map. Yeah, basically play pub Dota. That's how I feel like. I see this draft.
If it works, it'll be very fun to watch though, because it is just going to be, you see a hero, you're not stunning him, you're decrepping him into then an abundance of damage after the fact, right? So again, I love the quad ban. I think that Pango's a great suggestion, and yeah, mid one just needs a hero that is
well, Heroic is on the same page.
Yeah, they get through the fits. I think it's not only about like how the hero fits with their draft. Sometimes it's also about just the comfort pick. That's something that plays. Puck is fine too. I'm surprised that this hero actually went through the whole time. On the other side, now if you want to punish him, there's DK still left in the pool.
Don't you just pick mid sniper here? Your side lanes don't need rotations, or is it banned?
Okay.
Full circle. No, it's not banned.
Yeah, because we've seen during TI how mid sniper destroyed Puck. The entire concept of Tundra's lineup is break the map early. So if Puck's recovering, then Sign King has to do all the work with Puck and the Bounty whilst FF farms.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I would be opposed to it. Okay. First pick of the tournament as well, and
we've seen it banned a couple of times. So talk to me about the Huskar in this situation. How's it gonna do?
Same kind of logic that I was bringing. Like, you want to hear that pressures Puck to think about recovery, and the supports, because they're so momentum pickup orientated, like they don't really kill core heroes, right? They hope other heroes do it. We described decrep and magic damage being a key aspect of the pickup game. You put a Huskar in there, it's gonna and repel on it. It's a nice way to execute. If Tundra execute, they're gonna feel it as Armlet, Huskar, Armlet toggles his way through the game. There we go. Cool.
Got through it.
That was really
well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, Avilus cheesed in that last game by a Broodmother. This time around, Tundra were like, we're not getting cheesed by Brood. They ban out the Broodmother.
Yep.
But instead they get Omni Huskar. Like, everyone understands this feeling in your games. We've all felt it. Huskar is a menace to deal with. Vessel has been buffed though, so maybe someone like Whitemon on Bounty Huskar can go if they overplay their hand, Huskar can fall off very quickly. However, I really like the draft.
I'm curious to see. This Huskar has been banned out 13 times so far here at PGL Wallachia, so picked first time here. I'm down to see what all the fuss is about, you know?
Yeah, it's Huskar's super annoying to deal with, but for Tundra, we're gonna have to see the support duo just pop off. And luckily, they have some of the best supports in the world, so they're gonna know how to apply the pressure points to Huskar.
You mean in terms of players rather than in heroes?
Just to be very clear, I mean the players, not the heroes. But that's where they are gonna have to excel.
One problem that I see with them as well is these heroes are very squishy early on, and the Huskar, the way it's played right now is with Incendiary, I believe, the facet. So he literally hits you 3 times, you lose half your HP. It's not fun to play against. So yeah, we'll see how it goes for them.
Would they change up their lane a little bit? You think is it that bad to play?
I think you cannot change the lanes. Your Puck is still going mid. You still have to roll the same lanes and hope that as every Huskar player, you get this Huskar mindset. You lose a little bit of your brain when you play this hero, and you want to overextend. You feel
be ready for it.
You feel the need to divide. You know, it's full Slav spirit in this hero, so maybe you can be ready for it, like T said.
Yeah. Just also maybe keep Omni Knight under leveled. If Omni's under leveled, when Huskar wants to go, you take away the 7-minute wisdoms, and then there's that awkward minute 7 to 12 window where Omni's not really ready to help Huskar correctly, that could be another way to play into it. So again, Tundra, the first 10 minutes is critical for this game.
Let's see how Tundra themselves feel about this last pick Huskar with Moon and Slacks.
Seconds to battle.
It is time to go into this game. Is it the final game of the night?
It's the final series of the night.
That's crazy. It's gone by so quickly. I can barely believe it.
Well, the first series weren't that fast, but the previous one got us a little bit back on schedule, you could say.
That's true.
Especially that second game that was like 20 minutes. That'll help. But yeah, off to the races. This is there's a couple of things to talk about here. Obviously, the panel talked at length about Huskar, but just like we spent half of the last game talking about Brood, this hero is the center of attention in every game it's in. It is very polarizing in the sense that it generally either completely takes over games and runs with them, or it dies a couple of times and it feels awful. You'll struggle to find a more polarizing hero in all of Dota, as a matter of fact, for that reason, because everything about Huskar is an equilibrium, right? It's a very unique hero because you need to be ahead of the curve enough that you can play quote-unquote over-aggressive.
Right.
And if the enemy team finds ways of solving that and you misstep a couple of times, like the panel talked about, if you overextend and you do get punished, some of Huskar's win rate expectancy graphs can look quite funny.
Yeah.
Where, all right, it's an 80% win, it's there, you die 3 times, things can very quickly go the other way. So it is kind of all in, but I think it's a very, very good pick this game. You look at the side of Tundra, what I generally look for when it comes to countering Huskar is either you have really reliable anti-healing or you have significant single target damage. And guess what? The only hero doing single target damage in this game is Shadow Fiend. There's nobody else. Sand King's AoE damage, Bounty Hunter is of support with pitiful damage, Pugna, it's magic damage, and then you have the Puck as well, who is generally just AoE magic damage. So with that magic resist that you get from Berserker's Blood and the HP regen that Huskar innately will have, there's a lot on the shoulders of the Shadow Fiend, I would say.
And look at this, though. The decision that they're making in response to this is to try and get some pressure from mid one onto the tower. 33 is being zoned out of lane, but Saksa dragging the whole first, or the second creep wave, I should say, behind the tier 1 tower to give mid one a bit of an easier time. So they're getting dual lane support on mid. Very, very cool.
It's a very creative solution that we generally don't see. Like the panel was talking about, Puck is forced to play against the Huskar this game, which is not a particularly great lane matchup, but a little bit of a helping hand here can go a long way. It does come at the expense of the Sand King, of course. Yes. 33 yet to get his first CS. But sometimes you got to look at the big picture, like what is going to win the game. And getting Puck into the game and trying to slow down Huskar's dominance a little bit might be just that.
Right, and depending upon how well they do the blocking and all the other stuff, you basically have a reset of the lane, except each side already has level 2 now, which helps a lot, because I feel like the phase shift at the very least is going to be a big thing that, mid one can maybe play around a bit. Should also mention Whitemon playing on this Bounty Hunter, playing at position 5. We've seen these bounties start to get used a little bit for like wave cutting and other stuff when they're doing their shenanigans back behind towers. It's kind of a cool way to see it get played.
Yeah, you can play Bounty 5 when you're playing it with a ranged carry in particular. In a way, Bounty Hunter serves the same purpose as someone like a Clockwork does for Shadow Fiend, where you're a body in front. You're deceptively tanky. Bounty Hunter has one of the highest armors in the entire game. You see him rolling around right now with 9 on that bounty. So if you can just be in front of SF, steal some gold, give information, be a nuisance so that Shad can see us, that's good enough, generally speaking. So I was wondering when I saw the picks if that was actually what they were going to do so that they could Pugna with Sand King, and that's exactly the logic here that Tundra were going for. That said, though, Bounty Hunter's major downfall as a 5 is that he has nothing to protect himself with. So when this happens,
it's all over.
You die. Because, you know, your only escape is Invis, which you generally don't skill on Bounty Hunter necessarily on the first 2 levels. And even if you do, if the enemy team has detection, does it really matter?
Right. Yeah, it's a problem for sure. We'll run into that issues here. Meanwhile, down bottom, KJ going a little bit toe-to-toe with, again, the lane where things are not looking quite as good for them. They are going to drag this wave and bring it on over. Trying to turn onto the Pugna War, take that one out as Schofield dies off screen. Was trying to go in onto Shad, but couldn't make it quite enough happen. That's a analog. Oh, you can see the reaction from both of them in the camera. Analog very frustrated, and mid one gets the smile off.
Yeah, that is not supposed to happen. This is the biggest kill of the game, and almost no matter what happens in the next 10 minutes, this will be the biggest kill of the game. Like I talked about beforehand, Huskar is so much about momentum. Just getting 1 kill on him in an unfavorable matchup here for the puck and getting a little bit ahead is so massive. Now, mid one could still lose this lane ultimately, but compared to expectations, the fact that you find a kill, I would argue even if you, let's say, have less net worth than the Huskar at minute 10, I would already consider this lane a win. But sometimes winning the lane is relative, right? It's relative to the expected outcome. And if the expected outcome is that you lose, then if you draw, it's a win, right?
As we'll see this replay here, and you can take a quick little look at what happens. Very frustrated at himself, Analog.
I think he didn't get his magic stick and fairy fire off.
Yeah.
That's why he's frustrated. He was trying to set up a bait, but was too slow.
Now Schofield taking a hit from Whitemon level 3. Oh, Llama turns around, and that is going to be enough to get the kill onto Whitemon. Divine Llama not so lucky is 33, salves up, tries to run away, will manage to escape, but they get the kill top on Shad. Multiple rounds of initiation happening across the map right now. Will survive against the pressure early on.
Making all the difference there, getting that extra regen during that long fight and having that armor so he can maintain his presence in the fight against Shadow Fiend, and that is huge. I mean, this is going to be a massive Beastmaster. He's going for the Hum of the Dominator, which I think we've seen every Beastmaster do so far. We have seen the Drums of Slom fall out of favor a little bit. This is an extremely aggressive tempo-based hero that plays very well together with Huskar in terms of the overlap of when they peak. So if Devi is having a great game, even if Huskar's isn't the best, he can help bridge the gap,
you know,
so to say.
Devi is also known for doing sort of funky and weird things. Do you think there's ever a world where he goes for the break creep? Is it too bad?
The break creep.
Yeah, there's one of the creeps that gives you break. It's like, it's only for a second. I gotta find it around here.
Right, but what do you want to break?
The Huskar.
They're in the same team.
Yeah, he's gonna break his items.
I had to do a triple tap. I'm looking at all the diagrams 4 times, like, what do you want to break?
I was just so excited for it. I wanted to see something.
I mean, I guess breaking Presence of the Dark Lord is alright, Lyrical. I don't know if I would go for the creep just for that, but...
Dude, I got so excited about the break creep. Please, look away.
So to answer your question, no. I do not think he will get the break creep, but he will get the tower.
Oh my god. In the meantime, bottom, they got him caught with the burst strike.
Heroes repel.
The turnaround is 30 Glade. Oh, but he's Invis. Oh, Invis 33 meant no chance for a kill in mid one, just running circles around him. Goes for a finish, not gonna happen.
Dude, that was very close to a total disaster for the side of Tundra. Fortunately for them, they do make it out of there with low HP on 3 heroes, but if that would have gone wrong, that would have been really bad news. Oh, Shad, is he gonna get... He's getting solo. Devi.
This is just a complete and utter meltdown. Look at him.
4,000 net worth. Shadow Fiend has 2.8k. He is just owning. He took the tier 1 tower minute 7. He's now pushing pushing into the SF, taking him out in the jungle. Saksa gets killed by Parker.
There's just stuff happening everywhere. 11 kills in 7.5 minutes. This is definitely full Divide Dota. Not sure who is that's gonna. I mean, it seems at the moment that it's Heroic coming out on top. 33 do not die to these Ancients. It's a little bit scary, but it looks like he's going to be able to finish them off.
And this is the hero to watch for the foreseeable future in this game now, this Beastmaster.
Yeah.
Because there's so much about what's happening in the next 10 minutes that is just dictated by what Divide wants to do. He has the option of farming up an absolute storm here and just becoming a monster, but he could also use his farm to immediately go mid and try to take the tower with Huskar. Maybe it's unnecessary though. Maybe they're just getting it regardless. They're putting the pressure on right now with Analog, with King Jumbo covering him. And Divide will just keep the farm going. So, if this were 33 playing the Beastmaster, he would stay on top of net worth for the next 20 minutes. He would just be number one. And that doesn't mean he won't make moves, but he will definitely focus a lot on his own game and making himself a monster. Divide, generally speaking, is a little bit more on the aggressive side as a player. So we'll see if he does indeed go for those mid plays. Oh, Schofield and Analog.
A battle before 6 on Bounty. They get them both caught. The silence is pretty good, but Decrep keeps them alive. Now turning. They need to be careful. 33 moves in, only gets the Burrow Strike on the one with the epicenter down. It might be enough damage. Analog starting to fall, but he gets the stick off. That keeps them alive. They decide to go for more. Shad interrupted. That looks like they'll back out. So another exchange of 2 for 1 into the favor of Heroic. And this is without the Beastmaster.
That's the thing. This is such a major win for the Radiant side because they're using fewer resources and they're still trading favorably.
Yeah.
So not only did that fight go their way, they used only 4 heroes. So they get a 2 for 1 in an outnumbered situation. We have Helm of the Overlord in 1 minute. It's going to be a 10-minute Overlord for Divide, unless they find a kill on him. They're scouting him now with Whitemon. He's tanky though. Raindrop, 1400 health.
I mean, if they could manage to get a kill on Divide, this would be huge. The only problem is they're bringing just about everybody.
Yeah, this is
on Heroic.
There it is. So that's the move to mid. He did end up making it. He will take the tax here with the last hit on the tower and say thank you guys and back off. In this rune though, giving it to Analog. Surprisingly, I thought he was going to take it himself and look for a roar play, but he will go and farm up some stacks here.
I mean, this is tough too because you've got this question mark now of how does the counter offlaner really play in this game? And he's 3,000 gold on Divide, right? Sand King would love to have some survivability armor.
Insane how far ahead he is.
Or like a Blink Dagger or something, but he's just too far behind. So the only playmaker really at this point is Puck, and he doesn't really have anybody to play with.
Yeah. That is the issue, and also his targets aren't the best, right? Even if he did have someone to play with. The Huskar is a tough kill now that he has Armlet. Yeah. The Beastmaster, as we've already established, is mega farmed. So then your only really good core to gank is the Luna, but, you know, what kind of a 5 do you not want to gank against?
Right, Omni now.
Omni's going to be following Parker around and making him feel very safe, so your avenues of attack are very limited, and that's not what you want to see when you're playing with Bounty Hunter. You want to get this level 6 on Whitemon, you want to start finding track kills, but the options that you have are just very unappealing.
And Divide Llama is doing the 33 style that you talked about of just getting super duper farmed. Gets the Black Dragon as soon as that Helm of the Overlord is on, and
they saw Whitemon not going to connect the dust though.
Yeah, that is a fast Helm of the Overlord.
It's very fast. He's working on a dagger. All right, he changed it into pipe.
I like that.
Yeah, I think if you look at the Heroic lineup, it really wants to take complete control of the game at like 20 to 25 minutes. With a Huskar with 2 items, you want to get value out of your Omni Knight when he's at his peak. You want to use the Luna tempo. So I think the pipe is actually the perfect choice here, because that's when all your things are really going to come together beautifully at the right time. And on top of that, the enemy team is like 80% magic damage, so it's just a good item regardless, but it's like, it feels extra valuable when it really lines up with when your lineup is meant to win the game. So, yeah. No complaints here.
Into Roche they will go.
Yeah, this is just free, right?
That's seems like it. They are smoked up right now on mid one and white mon, and they're starting to head down the stretch. It seems like they know that this is going on, but I don't know if they're really going to be able to get here in time.
It's going to die now.
KJ wants to cut them off. They see the ward, and now 33 not going to be able to get there in time. Did not have Blink Dagger yet. And in fact, this fight, if it still goes up, I mean, this can't be good. 33, it's not looking like what they want. They have to back away. Tries to stay alive a little bit longer. They get the track, but there is no kill as of yet. No way to bring down Parker. Sox is also going to die here as soon as that decrep wears out. And guess what? Mid one, he too is going to be done.
All right. This was an absolutely key moment for Tundra to get something going their way, but correct me if I'm wrong, I think they didn't even bring the Shadow. No. So they tried to contest the Roche 4v5 against a team that's clearly ahead and just has a stronger composition right now. I think that flat out it's just a swing and a miss. Right? I think this fight was borderline impossible to win. As only these four. You saw for Heroic, pretty straightforward. You put the repel on the Luna, she can lead the charge and play very confidently, just going straight in onto the Sand King. And the moment the Beastmaster arrives and takes care of Pugna, this fight is just over. So, very, very easy for the side of Heroic. And you would imagine that this game is just going to snowball out of control at this rate. Because the Dire lineup doesn't really have very good solutions, as we've already established, to this level of pressure. The Beastmaster pipe, we're looking at 3 minutes here, I think, for Divine. That should probably be in the bank as well. He's missing 1,800 gold, so with a 600 GPM, he'll get there. What else is on the docket?
Manta for Luna.
Manta is complete, so she's a harder target. And what do you have to show for yourself? Shadow Fiend has Mask of Madness, Dragonlance. It's not like his farm is terrible, but it just doesn't match up. It's just the enemy team is just that farmed. That good farm is not enough. Right, to really match.
Realistically, like, you need more levels on these heroes too. 33 would love to get 12, so he has level 2 ulti to just walk in dust and then has to blink away. At the very least, you have Blink Dagger on Sand King, and they do have good heroes to try and cut waves. I mean, even, you know, Bounty Hunter, 4 points in Shuriken Toss with that little through and through fast.
Very late wisdom here for Soxa. Speaking of cutting. Cut between the towers and took that.
But yeah, that seems like it has to be the play at this point, is try and delay as much as possible.
Now the question is, are Heroic just going to force high ground?
Right.
It might be a little bit too early for that, so perhaps you do get a little bit of breathing room. Well, Whitemon's finding 2 curs. Can he get a third? Oh, he backed off. He had a third.
He might still.
He might get it. He'll get it.
Oh, it's a slaughter. Well,
the triple.
I mean,
how much gold was that?
That's what?
900 gold?
MMR လား MMR က 12k bro
Whitemon killing couriers.
စနစ်3000နဲ့
That doesn't feel good.
3021 MMR.
You see King J just went north and placed a ward here that is going to spot Shad. This ward is going to pay dividends soon.
Is completely alone here. If they could get a read on this that nobody else is nearby, maybe they could try a snipe play?
How do they kill him? Puck is dead and Shadow Fiend is under a ward. I actually think they can't kill him.
I mean,
yeah, I feel like when you're behind tier 2 like this, sure, if you bring like maybe if you bring everybody, it's enough, but then you like lose out on the map wave cutting abilities, so maybe it doesn't matter.
All right, let's see. There's a TP from Shadow Fiend, and the Puck is trying to connect. Not committing.
That's unfortunate.
So he forced a Shadow Fiend TP with this, cut the wave, and now he's getting mid tier 2. That's the panel was talking about when you play Huskar, you lose a couple of brain cells, and there was a possibility there of some serious nerve damage, but he did get out.
And I mean, there's a minute left on Aegis anyways, so it's not like you're losing that much, but I mean, it could have stopped this push, maybe. They're going for it.
Minute on Aegis.
Couple hits, staying alive. Mid one grabbing the next wave. But they will pop.
33 has to get something done here.
Burrow strike, good damage. Is it enough though? No. He's going to be able to go for the armlet toggle purification now. Mid one trying to find him. He's going to have to jaunt away from that one.
Well, they'll defend, but it takes all 5 heroes, and they lose half the tower, and now they have no map control whatsoever.
No creep wave, though. Silver linings.
So the push is going to stop now for a while. The question is if they can avoid bleeding now, because when you all 5 TP back to base and you're cornered like this, the tricky thing is getting out on the map unscathed and finding farm. We still know that there's this ward top that's going to oversee Shad, so they will get the information about that once again. And it means that Heroic now have the choice of how to move their heroes around the map, if they want to just take over the right side, plus the enemy triangle at the expense of the top half against Shad, or if they want to make a smoke move to try to take him out entirely. And it looks like for now they're just happy to trade farm and look at the bot tier 2.
Dyer's bottom
Although, Analog is still on the hunt here. He's just pushing out the wave.
Try and go for him. What do they have in the tank? Is it going to be enough? Does not quite look like it in 33. He's going to have to TP back home.
Oh, the Lotus!
He's living.
He's dead.
Dyer's
No, he's not living.
They did everything they could. They gave him a healing Lotus from an ally, and he bought a Fairy Fire, and he's still burnt to a crisp in base.
I mean, this incendiary thing is pretty gross.
It does a lot of damage.
Radiant's middle tower.
All right, in we go again. No Sand King now, so Analog, knowing that he can't get stunned by anything else than Coil, and with the Omni Knight at a relatively safe distance, interesting, King Jungle is actually pulling the mid wave to them.
Yeah.
Confident here.
Want to keep this pressure on. They are not concerned about a thing. Coil down, does not manage to break it.
Yeah, now the coil is just used, so now you don't have that tool either. They forced out the pipe.
Don't have Epi. But it looks like, with no Aegis, Heroic are finally going to play a little bit defensive here. Maybe they just wait for the wave?
That's a good question. I mean, now that the base tower is down, Luna, it becomes a serious threat as well, right?
Yeah.
Just taking out the barracks pretty quickly with the glaives. He's also going to finish his Conda in a moment. This is a very early Conda, mind you, from Parker. He went Manta, Dragonlance, Conda. So that artillery is going to come in. Already you see the damage here. This is pre-Conda. That's just Phylactery going to work. And they find Whitemon. Easy pick.
Yeah, nice play there by Parker to send in the illusions, try and mess a little bit with the Bounty Hunter. So 10,000 gold lead now as we approach the 20-minute mark.
The luxury here is if you don't need to repel the Huskar. I think Luna is an equally big problem, if not more. We've talked about the Huskar a lot, but of course, he has been the attention, he's been the lightning rod the entire game so that Parker can do whatever he wants. And now with this very early Conda, Parker is doing ridiculous amounts of damage in the fights. You just put repel on him and he's going to go to town, win any 1v2, 1v3. All right, they get a shard on their bounty hunter, so now has that friendly shadow, can turn an ally invisible, which is potentially useful. It's a lot less important when you're inside your own base, though, and they can't really get the element of surprise to the same extent. But if they do get out on the map and make a move, perhaps it could open some doors. High ground, though, seems to be on the cards here for Heroic. Top tier 2, no towers left now. Outside the base. Let's see if they want to force down the bot lane that doesn't have a tower, or if they'll just keep this aggressive positioning.
I mean, Roche is capable of being up. 33 does get caught here.
No follow-up.
But with Roche capable of being up, we can imagine they might go back. What they don't know is that it's going to be a long respawn on this one. It looks like instead, looking for the Wisdom Rune, and then of course, you know, if they want to, you can make some type of a move forward.
Yeah, as long as the mid wave is connecting, they could just siege bot. The mid wave is close enough for them to be able to go in here if they do want to.
It's a lot of laughs come out, but nothing doing. So yeah, just going to continue to control this map here. Shad waiting for his courier to respawn, will have completed Daedalus, so just all-out right-click damage. He's depending upon his team to do the control, and he just needs to get whatever damage he possibly can in.
This is 100% the right choice in this game when you're playing against this Huskar. If Shadowfiend goes a quote-unquote standard build with BKB here, I think you don't have enough damage. So it's by necessity. All right, nice little Ancient kill there from mid one. He will take out the Ancient Dragon. So Devi is going to have to find himself a new friend. Okay, Schofield and Devi want revenge. They'll get it.
Roar immediately, and the bushwhack done.
They might push high with this.
Yeah.
40 seconds is enough to get this wave in and potentially force a buyback or get a lane of barracks with the Luna.
They do see the Luna.
He has amplified damage as well, by the way, on the Luna. If he gets to hit literally anything with a beam, this Conda is going to hurt.
Middle tower is under attack.
They kind of are in the area right there. Although it looks like the amp is about to run out, so they're in the base on the other side of this one.
Yeah, this barracks is toast, surely.
Abby jumps in the great burrow strike. The damage though, the repel, the GA. And Parker is still living through it and, well, gotta walk away on Shad. Way too much damage out there. Goes to show just how strong that Omni Knight can be against a single target, and base instantly gone.
They didn't even GA.
Oh, really?
That was just repel and pipe.
What the hell?
Yeah, I mean, it's so much magic damage. If they pipe off half of it and they just heal up,
oh no,
they will still have that GA if a follow-up fight is to break out. So despite Shadow Fiend also laying into them a little bit, that was still not enough.
It looked like he was doing nothing to that Luna.
Yeah, pipe is good.
Man. I guess it was also the solar.
He did repel the Luna, right?
Right, it was repel and solar, I think, was what it was. Pretty rough out here for Team Tundra. And meanwhile, you can see KJ, I think, was playing with one hand there for a moment.
Omni Knight's a good hero for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just stand in a good spot and make sure you can press repel and press the right target at the right time. There's not too many combos going on when you're playing Omni Knight. It's much more a positioning hero and a timing hero than a lot of mechanics.
Mid one.
Second Aegis.
Claiming the Wisdom Rune. In the
Parker
meantime,
gets eyes on Soxa.
They find him. Not going to be able to chase him down there, though, it looks like yet. Maybe they can if they find 33. Wanting to get away. Burrow. Slowed. The damage. Oh! It's Blake.
Lucid beam. Okay,
33.
nice escape.
Look at this. This is a highlight if I ever saw. Oh,
Fancy
Whitemon is dead.
footwork.
Oh, Whitemon is dead.
And potentially game-winning play from 33.
Yeah?
If they were 20k gold less down.
Okay.
Yeah? Oh.
Okay.
Well, we'll see. I think the death push is inbound now. Second Aegis, they have the banner. Huskar now is BKB, so you get free lead. Oh, Sox is dead, by the way. He's getting cooked.
Mid one.
They can safely just repel the Luna now that Huskar has one of his own.
If they coil him here, it's going to take him longer to walk down the lane.
Yep, some serious silver linings going on from Big L.
They will kill off that wave.
It is true, though. It is the only play that Tundra have is to try to cut waves so the push can't come.
That's right.
It's going to cost them their puck, though. And he does not have buyback, and they still have a wave mid.
Oh, no.
I mean, this one it's just done and dusted, right? How do you possibly stop this? Parker doesn't even care for the barracks. We're straight onto tier 4s.
Starting to hit him away.
He knows where this one's going.
Of course, they do still have Glyph, but these are all dropping so rapidly. And buildings fall. They don't even get the refresh Glyph, obviously, because the one racks had already been down. Whitemon moving in, dying to the glade. They jump in. Oh, Shad doesn't do a thing. They have the turnaround. Shad is gone. 33 is gone. GG is called. And Heroic come in with a stomp. 2 games in a row for us, where the last pick just completely destroys the game.
Yeah, for sure. The Huskar was definitely a very strong pick in this game, but you've got to give credit where it's due to other things as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
Talk about the Huskar. Beastmaster crushed his lane. They absolutely stomped top with the Beast.
принципе, можно профармить крипасов там какие-то. Даже знаки минимальные вроде бы есть на эншах. Тут
разведка пауками.
Да, разводятся пауки по карте.
Тавр не защитить. Вышка падает. Минус очередной объектив. Удивительно, что вышка в легкой у команды Beast Coast, ну, противника вышка, падает раньше, чем то, как они в сложную себя открывают тавр.
Да, необычная такая штука получается. Вот они стаки те самые, которые можно было бы фармануть. Либо фармануть еще пару героев, которые тут неподалеку находятся. Стянув их на вышку. Как вариант. Да, посмотрим. В центре кто-то там был, кто бабка в центре тоже что-то пытался отпушивать. И крайне аккуратным нужно быть, потому что сейчас прыжок и вывезут ее под крипов. Ага, вот так.
Почему бы и нет? Зачем хранить реверс полярити, когда можно его реализовать в килл? Пускай даже на саппорте. Все равно килл сделали, теперь не будет Мортимер Кисоса, и без ультимейта, который носит много урона, у команды Big Dino здесь можно спокойно качать стаки, что и делает команда Beast Coast.
Луну бы сюда вообще. Она вот тут этих N6 сейчас она убирает. Она своих, понятное дело, да, забирает. Но там еще и чужих можно. Чужой это всегда приятнее в формате доты.
Это правда. Зато у нее наверху фри, и пачка лайновая идет, и 2 пока иншей. Туда-сюда, побегает, все раскачает. Скоро Мантастайл уже купит себе.
Да, там остается немножко совсем на рецепт. Демардится тут. Вражеский вижен тоже со стороны тьмы. В смоках куски коллектива Apex Genesis.
Слушай, есть интересная информация. Там хероики на первой карте закрыли тундру при счете 24-6 за 26 минут. Это прям удивительно. Ну тут смоки от Beast Coast против Apex. Вар стоит удар, Миша видно, Лампе видно. Ямсуна пытались зацепить, ничего не вышло. И в реалме отступает Дарквилл. Перехватили, Виспер на подставе, держит его, расстреливает, пытается убить. Виспер без РП, ходит на скьювере, террайз был потрачен. Какая-то мега странная вылазка от Beast Coast.
Это непонятно, но, возможно, сейчас вторым темпом как-то вот уже пытается сделать вид, что раскручивается Гальяр. Видится его противника, кусты не самые точные, и все. Бурда, кстати, берет себе оркид. Возможно, сейчас возвышение Бурды по этому поводу начнется. Хочется верить.
Я все ждал, когда Хускар появится в драфтах у кого-то. Там, не то, что прям предиктил, но предлагал его как один из вариантов против всяких милишников, метовых, надоедливых. И вот у Хероик этот Хускар появился, аналог там на Хускаре подзакрыл. А у нас 8000 за бескостами. И мы ждем очередного мува именно от коллектива слева. Потому как Apex, ну ничего не могут сами первыми сделать. Им надо раскачивать дровку, Бруда с Арчидом. Вроде где-то и может с Сапротом сыграть соло-таргет какой-то постараться найти. Но Бескост особо по одному не бегают. Магнус внизу, вышел на пачку один. А тут тем временем забирают Ямсуна. Пытаются убить. Есть ролл от Лампи. Роллинг Тандер работает. Раскручивается и убивают Ямсуна.
Ну опять же, это такие довольно неприятные вещи в плане, что все-таки ты тратишь большой кулдаун на саппорта. Уже не первый раз это происходит.
Ты тратишь кулдаун на саппорта, но если противник тебе за отсутствие кулдауна не может ничего сделать, то почему бы и нет? По мелочи, да, саппорт это минорный килл. Но по мелочи вот этими киллами они набирают себе и преимущество. Нападение на Лампе. Вот сейчас без ролла его могут наказать. Как раз под Сайленс. Но Тускар на месте. Пережидают снова более время действия Арчида. Может быть, еще выпрыгнет. Пытается Лампи. Уходит террайз шикарный. Виспер рядом. РП, правда, нет. Но Лампи засеверит самое главное. И могут забрать еще Виша. Виш остается в кустах. Розочки его не отпускают.
Да, это все-таки минус инвокера. Ну вот тот самый Таск. Таск понервленный, казалось бы, но все равно довольно далеко достает он до своих тиммейтов, вытаскивает их из могилы буквально. Страшный герой.
Есть Таск, не работает Арчит, пока Таск рядом. Не работает торчит, 4000 в помойку, при этом аур тоже нет у коллектива Apex, что делать не ясно. Чтобы вы, друзья, не рисковали своими кровно заработанными, вот вам дается вступительный пресный фрибет. До 15 тысяч вы можете получить без депозита абсолютно от FunBet. Так что сканируйте QR-код, переходите или на баннер по трансляции жмите, промокод PGLDOTA вводите, и фрибет начислится автоматически.
Ну а пока 10 тысяч преимущества присутствует в раздаче для Beast Coast. Опять же, играют они ближе к верхней части карты. Возможно, сейчас кого-то здесь и зацепят. Так что поглядим, получится ли где-то драка любопытная.
Видишь, Фанбизе? У него есть Witchblade, на этом все. Ультимейты откатываются постепенно у Beast Coast. Вот появляется Reverse Polarity, скоро будет Бедлам, плюс Terrorize, все остальные кнопки тоже доступны. И Паук постепенно начинает ломать вышку. Так, аккуратно через пачку крипов. Но все же на Т2 ты не хочешь лишний раз идти рисковать, даже когда у тебя 10к перефарма. Где-то без Аегиса или без пикофа тебя могут развернуть и убить. Тем более, что комбинация ультимейтов справа у сапов сильная, и откатывается Мортимер Киссис тоже довольно скоро. Пытаются подпушивать то сверху, то в миди, как и Beast Coast. Снизу качается Фейт на бруде. И Тавр все же падает. На вышку упала, но не в топе, а на центре. У игроков Apex Genesis. Snapfire почти меку доделала себе. Ну, тоже так сплитится. Играет очень кучно. Им единственную территорию, которую отдали Beast Coast, это свой нижний лес. Из-за этого мало где ты можешь пофармить. Apex слишком узко играют своими корами. Из-за этого нетверсы все растут за бескостами. Тем много больше карты качают, киллы находят. В общем, карта очень похожа на первую. Пока такая же однокалиточная. Лампи с Яшей будет делать тоже Монтестайл себе на Пангиче. Практически дофармил. Подбирает руну дополнительно. Волшебство всегда приятно на любом герое. А тут БКБшка на луне. Лампе. Есть смоки от Beast Coast. И они пытаются просканить кого-то в лесу сверху. На скан, правда, никто не попался. Но Beast Coast все равно идут. Все равно бегут искать Самсона. Самсон, возможно, будет обнаружен. Его в клешни закрывают. Со всех сторон обходят. Ну-ка, увидели? Прыгает Виспер, а тут Сайленс. РП не стал давать, но может быть стан, есть стан, да, и без РП справляются. Самсона забирают, Ямсуна тоже где-то там убил соло Лампи. В общем, где хотят, что хотят, Beast Coast сделают и вообще не парятся.
Да, здесь все-таки чувствуется, что Beast Coast посильнее выглядит своего оппонента. Пожалуй, во всех пока аспектах. Может быть, что-то еще изменится, но смотря вот на эту луну страшную, с почти 15 тысячами нетворса, сомнения потихоньку начинают развеиваться.
Может быть, есть какие-то микронадежды на БКБ бруды, но много ли оно изменит, будем честны. При том, что еще и 2 БКБ контроль.
But they're just not letting it happen. And now they've so far had 14k. Probably gonna see the same scenario as last game. Get a Roche, try to go high ground, try to end the game.
Scan connects onto the Tusk.
Oh, they see Fade. There's the Fusel.
Rolling Thunder, they gotta keep it tight though if they see him. And using this area of the map well so far, but now they're being bounced up. They've got the drinking buddies. They'll have the control of the snowball afterwards, and Fade is ripped apart. They stomp that spider. Squish at the bottom of their boot. Right by Roche.
Yeah, they were pretty much the best position for them to end up in. Luna already crystals again, going for the counter, pretty standard build. I don't know whether he's gonna get to the counter, to be honest. I feel it's Roche and then straight down the line. Probably should be. Yeah, as you said before, you get the kill through tower. The Rex is pretty much a lost cause at that point.
So now Pake pushing bottom. Will anybody be here to pick him up? Because this tower, and now they're going to go into the high ground afterwards. You'd expect with the Aegis, they just move it up to the high ground, but the rest of the team is actually not here. They're looking for Samson, and they found him. The flawless punch, they'll have the snowball when he lands, and that's the combination of the lockdown that they have. And they don't have buyback on this drow. So this is the 4 Beast Coast and 1 hero bottom on the side of East Coast that are just taking the base. They'll move in, there's no drow for 30. They don't know if there's no buyback or not, but they're under the assumption that who cares?
Yeah, at this point, really, it is who cares. And they might.
Dire structures are fortified.
They probably have one fight left in them, but yeah, one side might be going down and kind of getting waves at all. There is no creep if you. Alright, well, there's one in the mid lane. That's one Rex down, mid lane next. What do you have to stop them? You don't have any tools in your toolkit.
No. You'll have Drow for one more fight, but that's it. Oh, actually loses the Conda from the courier. So you were right that they won't have the Conda to end this game potentially.
Radiant's middle tower is
Yeah, well, they didn't really GG out early in the first game though, so I'm not expecting an early GG here either. But that's the second side, and there's nothing to do about it. They have no initiation. They cannot go in.
The last game was a little bit different because Brood was hitting a lot harder. This time around, Fade, it's BKB, Orchid, but I don't think that they're really hitting as hard as last game with this Broodmother at all. They're chasing these 3 heroes away. Shockwave connects. Fade thinking about going into Whisper. He does not have RP for 25 seconds, but they have found this Treant Protector. On the high ground, Samson will hit him, and it was actually a swashbuckler jump with a roll-up into the Drinking Buddies, and the Pango ends up dead. So Bingham does get that kill, and they will finish off Yamsun. They'll try to fight this. Pake, though, he's got an Aegis. He doesn't care about this fight. The Curse Crown goes off. The Murderous Kisses is there. They go to the Drinking Buddies again. The multi-shot from Samson. They'll look for the Magnus. Now it's starting to get a little bit iffy because Pake needs to BKB and TP out. The damage comes through. Moose is going to die here, and it's a good defense for the side of Apex Genesis. This is a sloppy fight in these trees where they just can't stick on their targets, and Apex Genesis take advantage of that, and they take advantage of Samson able to hit from the high ground.
Yeah, that is exactly what Drow excels at. Positioning was amazing. That's what they need. However, of course, big picture wise, they did lose 2 Rex. So, yeah, nice fight, good defense, but they've got to pull it off again, and then probably one more time. And then they'll be good to go, because at that point, Drow Ranger will absolutely destroy both the Pango and the Luna.
Now, if Luna has that Conda, maybe it goes a little bit differently, but it died on the courier going out there. However, Fade, he can't be here. He doesn't have buyback, and this is in the lane that is the last set of racks remaining.
50 seconds. Yeah, against the Luna, this might actually be enough time to get the Rex, but that would be pretty risky. Well, okay, goodbye Treant as well. They know he has no buyback, and he's a big part of the defense. So now it might really be go time. Can Drow any sort of damage until then? I don't think so. Just finish the pike or the Shadow Blade.
Is it sold immediately after? I gotta assume so, right?
What was?
A Luna Bottomitis, I think, for a split second.
Oh yeah, that was a misclick. It's gone again. Right, what do you got?
Oh,
nice.
I think I'll be like this.
On the Drow, Curse Crown is there, but they don't care about the heroes. They're going to try and go for the base. They should, though. Fade's here with the BKB. A lot of that is going to be helped up due to the fact that they've got themselves this snowball. Moose is going to sacrifice his life, but Fade's starting to do the damage with the alacrity on him as well.
Man, they're starting to remake some good plays. It all started with a pike on the Mac to make him miss his RP.
And we've seen Beast Coast start to panic in situations like this.
Yeah, they're still really far ahead, but as you said, it might be more of a mental game than anything. Like, they really need this win to break that barrier.
We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. It is starting to get a little bit closer.
Yeah, I just wish we had this like really impressive aggressive plays a little bit earlier, you know, when they didn't lose 2 Rex, because right now they're showing some really, really good Dota. Individually, as well as a team too. They're baiting into each other. They're really making good use of each other.
RP missing there was pretty pog.
Yeah, that was really well done. San Josh now done. Brewer's getting a bit stronger too. Pieces are bit by bit coming together, but still the severe lack of initiation is a problem, and I think it's a problem they can never really get rid of. Maybe when a Walker gets hacked at some point, but it's a light years away still.
You can use these illusions to just go up on the high ground. Bramble Maze on a Fade. The idea is just keep Fade strong, and life will be okay.
He's outputting a lot of damage now. Can't be underestimated. And they probably made him think twice whether they really want to end the game right now or not. Couple more fights like this. Draw Ranger is a hero that can definitely take over games. Chris is now done. Pure damage crits can be very scary. Smoke though.
It's another one of those is Roche close enough to get the horn toss. They've got Fade. The RP is there. Do they have the damage to get the kill? Yes, they do. No. 3, no buyback. Thinking, hope for the time, maybe they can fight, but Samson's dead, no buyback as well. They are in, they are cleaning up, and they will look to get the kill on a wish. With the Ags there from Lumpy and the amplified damage, that is more than enough. They'll go straight tier 4s. They're not messing around anymore.
Yeah, with 2 heroes to defend, they have living armor, which is a little bit annoying to get through. But
not with Luna, you can only one target it.
Yeah, the kisses are coming, trying to delay it. I'm saying along the fountain. I'm gonna try to screw him out. For the horn toss.
GG is called, and East Coast 2-0 this time around.
They found out the 2 strong 5s that Heroic been using to bring Luna into the game. KJ's been playing a ton of Witch Doctor, a hero that we haven't really seen, but Mouse with Bengen would play it. I could see a world where they just want another strong 5 position. Maybe I'm getting a little bit carried away here, but they go for the Willow, which is rising up at PGL. Valahia so far, great hero, loving it a lot. Bramble, Terrorize, Fight Control, good laning. Win rate isn't really reflecting it, but
stats sometimes lie. It's fine.
It's just a hero that in draft it doesn't feel bad drafting it. Therefore, a lot of teams will go for it, and obviously, when everyone's picking it,
she's very solid. Like I'm really enjoying a lot of games of Dark Willow in this tournament. Like even this morning, I believe it was Miracle that dies solo to a Dark Willow under a tier 2 tower, where he's trying to make a play and then gets terrorized into brambles. She dishes out way too much damage with one facet or the other, and we're gonna see it again. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's impossible to pick Pugna though, so we're fine.
Unless it's a core, but yeah, definitely I wouldn't enjoy that.
Repel also gets rid of track, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, it was just the Omni Knight that the sabotage.
There was Omni, there was Huskar as well, Beastmaster. Maybe this will be a better test for the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
Bounty needs people to be aggressive, to skirmish, to play the map, and this is
full melee.
Yeah.
Is there something in here that Tundra can, that Heroic can abuse?
Of course, when you see a lot of melee heroes, different ideas.
Lock them up in one area.
A Mars, by chance?
A Mars, perhaps.
Yes,
With also Willow, great combination. The
maybe
wombo
some
combo.
coil as well.
I saw that coming.
We have it, and imagine like a position 5, like a Phoenix or something. Like that. Like,
why not?
Why not?
Okay.
And you know what as well, this Mars, he can't let you run away, like you cannot run away with a little surge from that arena.
Yeah.
Nice. At the same time though, when it comes to Darkseer into Luna, you get a very nice illusion to work with. You also have this sick combo with both the Bounty Hunter and the Clockwork, a lot of Iron Shell damage, a lot of AoE damage as well, which isn't that bad. So this is, out of all the drafts that they've had with Bounty Hunter so far, this one is probably the best one.
Yeah, it plays
for him, that is. Plays into his strengths, right?
Yeah, and at the moment, Heroic, sure they have good team fight with Willow and Mars, but the way in which Darkseer lineups play, if you survive that arena with the Greaves and a Pipe and a Crimson on your Darkseer, where there is no second team fight heroic, and that's where maybe these next two picks. For now, exactly, and that's something to consider. Will heroic continue down the line of Mars is our everything? Because some lineups they do that. And, rewind a year or two in Dota, Kunkka was the pick where it's like, okay, we have no team fight, we'll put Kunkka. The modern day version of that is Mars. But when there's a Darkseer in the game, it's a high pressure situation to force the Vailama to always hit the correct arena on the correct hero. And they do go for the twos. Yeah.
2 out of 3. Let's go.
Again, heroic, they are a relatively textbook team.
I love that you can like see their draft the way it's most likely going to finish 3 picks before. But yeah, when it comes to Phoenix, right now, one thing that I like about this position 5 is if you don't have a counter to him, Phoenix carries games from position 5, which is kind of silly to say, but you need to have one hero that deals with him. So far in the tournament, Lina was an option. Marcy was also an option.
Yeah.
Both of these heroes right now, Marcy probably not playable. Lina may be an option from the mid lane.
Nature's Prophet is an option if
not
you
bad.
Like you need BKB relatively quickly though, and it can fall off due to the fact that there's so much team fight that TPing in can be uncomfortable. They go for the puck, yeah.
Get the puck themselves.
I mean, the puck was still in the pool. They had 3 melee heroes, some extra.
Always a weakness though with heroics lineup. You see it so many times, but it's like Mars plus Willow and Phoenix or any team fight. Like you swap Mars up for a tide. No easy stun to lock down any spirit hero, any puck. You can go yours and Mars, of course, to deal with it, but
which he probably will, right? Like even with the Darkseer and everything.
Yes,
like,
it's a very good duels game.
It's a good duels game. But one thing that I dislike about Tundra right now, I like the draft overall in general. I think this is an amazing Phoenix game and they need to find a way to get rid of him first, which isn't an easy task. The secondary thing is you need your carry to be the one dealing with the egg. And these heroes that are good against the egg...
It would have been Alchemist.
Alchemist
could have been a good option.
Alchemist is actually, I would say, the only good one from position 1 right now. Everything else, kind of meh.
In the past, it was always Juggernaut or Lifestealer, but both are not great at the moment in the meta.
Built-in BKBs, but he has played a lot of heroes.
So about Medusa for Tundra? It's not about playing with the timing of Darkseer, but there's so much aggression from the first 4 picks that Medusa will always get to Manta, Butterfly. There's no crazy map progression for Heroic because Luna does need to farm for a good 15-20 minutes before really pressuring tier 2s and invading. So if I could see them just going, hey Shad, what carry do you want? And Medusa right now looks very good.
We did see Alina carry earlier today, right?
It was a mid.
It was a mid.
It was a mid Lina with an Aghanims build, which also deals with Phoenix Egg, but I don't like her that much here, even into the Mars. We'll see. Like they can go full comfort, go for some just team fight oriented hero on position 1, something like a Gyro-esque, or actually, you know what? There's one hero that they haven't played yet, but would fit this game very nicely. Morphling. I think that's probably the best pick for them that I can see right now. Lifestealer, sure, great
specialty.
Out of my brother.
Yeah, do you really want to play Lifestealer?